We just got a full reveal for WWE 2K25. We got the cover for Roman Reigns, which was the one that was leaked by Steam originally. This one showed up on Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman in the ring, and they did the whole banner reveal, which I really liked that they did that approach. But we actually got, after that, the full trailer for 2K25. And this leaves a lot of questions to be answered in this whole thing. Welcome to Assemble. My name is Matt, guys. Let's get into it. But the first thing we're going to talk about here, as I'm going through notes and looking at my phone and stuff, is going to be the 3 different editions of the game that are confirmed. So we have the standard edition, which is the Roman Reigns cover with Paul Heyman on it. We have the deluxe edition, or what is now the Deadman edition, for 2K25 featuring The Undertaker on the cover. And then we have the brand new Bloodline edition with the family tree and everybody's on the cover, and that thing looks awesome. And I love that they got everybody from the Bloodline, and shout out to Jacob Fatu. Pre-order is going to be for January 28th, and it's going to be available on March 14th. Okay, the first thing that we're going to talk about in this trailer, just with gameplay, is going to be our first look at Roman Reigns. So we know that we're going to get Roman Reigns with the OTC Titantron, so that's been updated. The very first thing though that I want to highlight here is, as the game is transitioning to Roman's entrance, you can see all of these superstars or NPCs surrounding the ring for SmackDown, and there are no ring ropes around it. This would confirm that we are going to be getting the NXT Underground match. The other thing I want to point out is the commentary booth. Now, it's completely blurred and very hard to see, but it looks like it's Byron Saxton and Michael Cole there, which would lead me to believe that it's still a 3-man booth with Corey Graves included. But that ring totally doesn't have ring ropes. Now, Roman's model, as we're looking at it here, he's got the Ula Fala. It looks way better, more updated. It just looks better than the 2K24 Roman Reigns model, which is great. Now, they do a bunch of match footage and replays until they cut to the gameplay footage of Roman. So we have Roman Reigns' double title entrance with Paul Heyman, like we have seen in the past game. We get a quick glimpse of Roman versus John Cena at SummerSlam, and we get a shot of Roman Reigns with both belts doing his title pose. The trailer then moves on to WrestleMania 40 footage, which is cool, and they have the moment of Cody Rhodes hitting the crossroads on Roman Reigns, and you can see Solo Sikoa standing off to the side. Now, in that moment where you have Roman eating the pin by Cody at Mania 40, a couple of things to note in this. One, you have more of the cinematic cutscenes, so this does seem to be the showcase mode that we are going to be getting is the Bloodline. I kind of thought for a second they would do some kind of Undertaker edition and go that direction, but by all accounts, it's going to be the Bloodline showcase. But things to note in this is, one, you do have Solo Sikoa standing there with his correct attire, Roman, Cody as well. Paul Heyman is off in the corner ringside, and you do have the Prime logo in dead center in the middle. So you are, by all accounts, going to be getting those updated arenas with the proper logos in the ring, which is, I think is kind of neat. I didn't think they would go that far with it for the detail. So we fast forward a little bit to when Solo has introduced the new Bloodline, Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam, and you have Solo and Roman going at it. So we get Superman punch in the corner by Roman Reigns to Solo on SmackDown, and we do get our first glimpse of Jacob Fatu in the game. And you can see this looks like Jacob's gear for when he first debuted with WWE, but this leads me to believe that the Bloodline, Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa are going to be in the base game. I might suspect, I'm guessing, but I might suspect that they might do it as kind of like an unlockable as you go through Bloodline Showcase. We got a shot of Solo. We then got a shot of Umaga as well with the caption of "Take on all challengers." And then it goes to a full shot of all the Bloodline, the new Bloodline of Solo leading Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu with Solo's Titantron in the background. It then goes to a shot of Jimmy and Jey Uso surrounded by Hell in a Cell. It then pivots over to Roman Reigns versus Batista, and then it quickly transitions as Roman's going for the spear. It transitions back to the Hell in a Cell, the red caged one, where he was going up against Jey Uso. Now, the part where it says "take on all challengers" and you have Umaga and Batista in there, where this gets interesting to me is maybe Showcase is doing things differently this year than just the standard let's go and replay the whole story of Roman Reigns. Maybe they are going to take in some new elements where you're going to do some fantasy matches, maybe go up against opponents he's never faced before. Maybe it's going to be a bit of a hybrid between, hey, let's replay some of Roman's biggest moments in the Bloodline, and let's sprinkle in some fantasy aspects of it and some what if matches like Umaga. It could be a totally different, unique take on it. My hope is that we're not just going to get slingshot tech and doing the same old normal thing, but it has me wondering that if they're saying that you're going to take on all challengers, that it is going to be a little bit different this year. We then get Roman standing in the ring with both belts and saying he'll take it to new heights, and then it transitions to Seth Rollins with his Shield gear, followed by Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40 doing a splash to Roman Reigns. But what's interesting there is that Seth is doing a splash on the barricade. He's not doing it on the table or from the ring. He's doing it from the edge of the apron and jumping off of that to Roman Reigns on the ground on the outside, which tells me that they have some new mechanics in there that they're going to be showing us, where you're going to be able to do some moves that are going to be able to have you on the outside of the barricade and jumping off, and that'd be a lot of fun. They then cut to Undertaker doing a choke slam to Roman Reigns, which it just looks like the same Undertaker capture everything from previous years, but okay. Then we get some quick shots right here where we have Cody Rhodes a little bit more clearly seen than his screenshot that we've seen before. Very quickly, I think Cody's animation, the model looks great. I love the jacket on him. And we do get our first real look of CM Punk outside of the screenshot here, going face to face with Roman Reigns. Now, Punk looks to be wearing his SummerSlam return gear that he was wearing when he was in the special guest referee match with Drew and Seth Rollins, which I think looks pretty good. So we get a couple more shots of Roman just doing spears. We see the likes of Tama Tonga, Seth Rollins as well. And Seth at WrestleMania 40, there's tables set up on the outside of the ring. We got Roman Reigns putting up the ones with the crowd, which he's done in 2K24, and the whole crowd does it too. And then we get our first glimpse of the island. We got a big golden statue of Roman Reigns. The other thing to note in the trailer is that the piece where they have the island show up, there is the notice at the bottom here that says that the island mode is only made available on next-gen consoles for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. They didn't say PC, and it's leaving out the last generation. This kind of gives me hope that they are going to be able to take advantage of some of the next gen hardware and make the mode actually run kind of well. And it looks like there are going to be maybe different sections of this island for Roman Reigns being like the head of it all. Now, if what is going on online is to be true, that the island section of all of this would be like NBA 2K The City. Run around with the character, upgrade them, develop their skills, workouts, pick up games. In this world, possibly doing like matches on the fly with online could be interesting. My fear or my reservation with it is how are microtransactions going to work in this, because by all accounts, NBA 2K's The City is littered with it, and it becomes very difficult. So it could be a lot of purchasing when you're in there if you're going to download creation parts or anything like that, but it remains to be seen. And the trailer ends with all three versions of the game. January 28th is the pre-order, and the game is going to be available March 14th, which would tell me that they're going to do the early access release just a few days before that. And the pre-order bonus is going to be the Wyatt 6. Now, WrestleVotes did post this before the trailer went live and everything, so it seemed very accurate, but now it's confirmed. Wyatt 6 pack is going to be the pre-order bonus. There's some goods here, and then there's some meh here, honestly, for me anyways. Number one, I think it's cool that you're gonna get 5 characters as part of a pre-order bonus. I think that's very good. 2, we're not getting a bunch of Undertakers, because everyone was thinking that we got the Dead Man edition, and we're just gonna see a flurry of Undertakers thrown back at us. Like again, like we've got them all, we don't need more. So this at least is something fresh. But I kind of go, it's okay, because one, the Wyatts on TV anyways have not been utilized all that much. Like when they came out and they debuted and all that, it was very cool, very spooky. A lot of people getting hurt backstage in many different ways. Chad Gable was basically destroyed. And they had some good stuff with Chad Gable and the feuds there, but then it's just kind of nothing happened. And then now they're over on SmackDown and we're waiting for that. Maybe they'll cook up something cool in the 2025, you never know. But you are going to be getting all members of the Wyatt 6 in this pack, which is pretty cool. Eric Rowan is somebody that we haven't seen in 2K games in a while. And by all accounts, this will be the 3rd version of Uncle Howdy that we are going to be getting, because we got him before. We got him in 2K24, 2K23, 24. And then we got the revised version in the DLC pack for 24 that came out late. And now we're getting him once again, presumably with the updated mask and the updated look. Maybe the entrance has changed up. You're getting 5 characters with it. I think that's a positive, but I do see where a lot of people would be coming from if you guys are in the comments going, yeah, I'm lukewarm on this, or I don't want to get the Wyatt 6's pre-order. But you know what? You pre-order the game, you do it the day before the game comes out, and then you're going to be able to get the Wyatts anyway. So they're part of your roster. And you know what's a positive? They're not doing a bunch of like the My Faction models in there. We're not getting the toy models, which I like the toy models, but you're not getting those as pre-order bonuses. They're not doing the retro style My Faction models that we saw. They're not reusing that stuff. So I'm glad that, you know what, you're getting the Wyatt 6 in there. Everything is updated, and it'll help beef up the roster. Kind of wish they would do like arenas, championships, maybe something different in a different element, different way. But it is what it is. Now, we'll say that with the footage, with this trailer that they have revealed, nothing with gameplay. I think we can expect that from 2K, maybe even as early as tomorrow, by the time I'm recording this thing. But there's a lot to be intrigued of with this, because I think that if it's going to be the Bloodline showcase, like it seems, they're taking Roman's story from the beginning of the Tribal Chief, and they're going all the way to as late as past SummerSlam, taking on Solo and the rest of the new Bloodline. I think that's pretty cool, and they might be, based on the trailer anyways, it gives me the impression that they're sprinkling in different elements within this that you can take on new challengers, unless they're just referencing, hey, Batista's in the game and so is Umaga and you can fight them. But it sounds like you're gonna take on different challengers, maybe even kind of like a beat the streak or beat the Tribal Chief thing. And the island, I reserve until I see it myself, because while I'm excited for new modes, that's great. I hope we get other match types. Like it seems like we're gonna get Underground based on the trailer that we saw. Undertaker is the Deadman edition. Maybe that means we'll get Buried Alive and Inferno matches. We haven't seen Buried Alive since what? SmackDown versus Raw, I'm old, 2008. And they had it in, what was it? 2K16 with the Stone Cold showcase. That's, hey, my brain's not dead yet. So they had it there, but you couldn't play it outside of the showcase. So it'd be cool if they were gonna do this Deadman edition. They brought in Buried Alive and Inferno and a couple other match types. What did you think of the reveal? Did it hit for you? We're gonna be getting more from 2K, but it looks good. Different editions are good, and I wanna know more. That's the biggest thing. So stay tuned here, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you can. We're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers this year when the game comes out. So hit that little button down below and have a great day. See ya.